Number 008 and team captain, Graham Reaper. Number 009, Millihertz. 101, Cuban Missile Crisis. 197, So Fierce. 2106, Mamma Mia. 214, Siren. 24, Screamsicle. 27, Tearing 'em Up. 2700, Filipina Fire. 325, Lucille Brawl. 330, Alice in Thunderland. 606, Nicoletta Vendetta. 713, McGrady. 732, Bonita Appleboom. 860, Kiki Crusher.
And your very own Los Angeles Anarchists, number 01, Fin del Mundo. The captain, 107, Sirius Block. 211, Grace Lightning. 3006, Pocket Sand. 360, Shovey Dovey. 501, Petrifier. 504, Pixie Bricks. 55, Bridge Burner. 70, Avocado. 71, Tamale. 78, Misfit. Number 8, Sugar Rush. 873, Kim K. And last but not least, 97, Harm Alarm. We'll be underway in just a few minutes.
We'd like to give a big round of applause to all the volunteers and officials that are here today. Thanks to all of them. We wouldn't be able to do Derby without them. Lining up for Seattle Derby Brats is number 27, Tearing 'em Up.
All right.
And number 71.
Welcome to the stream for day 2 of the Bridge City Riot. As you have most likely become aware, this bout will be between the Seattle Derby Brats, Galaxy All-Stars, and Los Anarchists.
What did I miss, puns?
Absolutely nothing.
Good morning, everybody. This is Omnivore. So excited to be on stream with you guys.
And I'm Puns and Roses, and we are into the action, tearing them up to the front of the pack.
Tearing them up, really one of the star jammers for Los Anarchists yesterday.
And that is Tamale locked in at the back of that pack.
Tamale with a little bump to the inside by number 732. Resetting, coming at it again. Meanwhile, Tearing Me Up, 4 points on the board for Seattle Derby Brats. I'm sorry, I attributed Tearing Me Up to Los Anarchists, and I meant Seattle.
So Tearing Them Up, 1 to beat. And there goes Tamale. Tearing them up with the call-off. So that is 8-0 to start this bout.
Yeah, we must have done that. So 8 points for the Brats to start. As Petrifier 501 gets the line for LA.
And 713, McGrady for the Seattle Derby Brats.
All right, here we go. Jam 2 about to start. Petrifier stopped on the outside. There goes McGrady.
McGrady, another awesome jammer from yesterday. Although Petrifier, definitely not somebody to leave out of the conversation.
No, definitely not.
I think that this is probably going to be one of the better games of this weekend. They've
I'm
all
looking
been
forward to it,
great.
yes. Even if the score has not been necessarily close, they've all been well-played
They've
bouts.
been great bouts, right? Grace Lightning taking the jammer cap for Los Anarchists, and number 325
That
of
is
Seattle Derby
Lucille
Brats.
Brawl. 4-3 pack advantage for the Anarchists.
Pivot standing in the box. Grace Lightning out, picking up lead jammer for LA.
Graham Reaper playing some big offense there.
Graham Reaper is an amazing blocker to watch. That is for sure. Grace Lightning hit to the inside. It did draw an illegal contact penalty on 008. Graham Reaper.
Lucille Brawl is in the penalty box, also on a contact penalty.
Ooh, leaving Grace Lightning in a power jam situation. Not the jammer I would want to be in a power jam if I was on the opposing team. Grace pushing at the top of the pack, rest of the pack moving up. Lucille Brawl standing in the penalty box.
And here comes some offense. Well, the Anarchists will fake the offense there. Lucille Brawl.
On the toe stops, around on the outside. Some beautiful work to get through on that initial pass. Grace getting hips past at least one skater there. Yep, 1 point before calling it off.
1 point for each on that last pass. We've got Screamsicle in the black.
And Petrifier.
Petrifier in the white.
Oh, team captain Sirius Block. That's one to watch.
Yeah, Sirius Block was having a great bout yesterday. A number of great bouts.
And then 101, Cuban Missile Crisis. I enjoyed watching them skate so much yesterday. Big, powerful blocker. Meanwhile, Screamsicle out, lead jammer for the Seattle.
Nice force out by Tamale, draws the track cut. So this will be a power jam for Petrifier. Anarchists playing this passive.
I would expect to see a little bit more offense. Because there we go. We ended up, I don't know if that was a back block or a forearm.
Yeah, it was too fast for the call to register for me.
I was watching the penalty tracker all day yesterday, and occasionally when we got into those whistle situations, the penalty would just come up on the tracker as a question mark until it could be clarified later.
That's going to be a directional play penalty on Misfit.
Petrifier through, picking up 4 for the Los Anarchists. Beautiful move to the inside by number 71.
That's Tamale, but unable to stay upright, so no pass, no penalty.
See, now that's a new nuance to the rules that I didn't realize that they had to stay upright. I just thought they had to stay in bounds.
Nope. Gotta stay on your skates and in bounds.
Nice hit attempt there by number 107. That's Sirius Block again.
And 1 in the air.
And I know that we're only 4 jams into our first period here, but looking at the score, Seattle 22 and LA 14, I really think that's going to be the theme of the whole game. I think it's going to be a rather low-scoring game.
I mean, I'm all for like a drawn-out defensive battle that's close.
When you've got teams that are well-matched in offense and defense, there's just not a lot of points to get scored.
Yeah.
Tearing him up, and Avocado tearing him up, lead jammer.
And
Avocado still held back at turn 1.
behind Graham Reaper and Filipina Fire.
Filipina Fire, another skater I had a really good time watching yesterday. Cut track being drawn
That is Allison Thunderland.
On Seattle's Allison Thunderland. Oh, and then we've got Avocado also headed to the penalty box. That's going to leave tearing him up in a power jam situation for Seattle.
And great
Beautiful.
offense.
The team just cleared a way right through for tearing him up.
Big credit to Grand Reaper,
Are we gonna
Filipina
do it
Fire,
again?
and Millihertz.
And they did it again.
Yep.
That is just a solid blocking wall with some really great offensive technique. Trying for the three-peat. Got a little bit more. There we go. There's the call off. When they had to switch back to doing defense and offense, sort of slowed that play down, but still managing to put a couple up in the air.
McGrady at the line for the Seattle Brats.
And here we go. Next jam, that's going to be McGrady up against number 55, Bridgeburner. Misfit and company setting up at the back of the pack. Oh, McGrady just was ready for it.
I want to say that McGrady got lead jammer nearly every single time that McGrady jammed yesterday. So wondering if that's going to follow suit again today. McGrady lapping Bridgeburner. McGrady looking to pick the points up and call it off. Great job. The way that McGrady's able to just turn on those afterburners when coming through the pack like that, I think really manages to catch other blockers off guard.
And McGrady is a very experienced jammer. I watched McGrady back in the 2019 season when the Derby Brats were making a run for the championship. And
McGrady was skating then?
yes.
I can only imagine that McGrady's
under
gotten...
a different name, but
Okay,
yes.
I can only imagine McGrady's gotten better since then.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, phenomenal jammer even back then. Now added some height and some muscle to
Lucille
complement
Brawl
the speed and agility. There we go.
and Grace. Grace caught up against that Seattle wall, making short work of it, though. They just can't reform in front of Grace.
Grace Lightning is a jammer that you do not want to give space to.
Grace will use every inch of space to advantage if given.
All right, next up we got Finn Del Mundo for the Anarchists up against Screamsicle.
There's our whistle. The Screamsicle meeting the back of a shovey-dovey led wall.
And that is Misfit heading to the box. Oh, and Screamsicle on a high block.
Oh, and the pivot for Seattle also in the penalty box.
Good work by Seattle. Cuban Missile Crisis and company up at the front of that pack. Mamma Mia taking a shot at Finn Del Mundo.
So LA in a power jam with pack advantage.
But content to sort of passively sit there and let Finn Del Mundo push.
Again, interesting technique because it is warm here, and any extra pushing that your jammer is going to have to do right now is going to wear them out for later games.
Yeah. Well, there are no later games. This is the last one
Oh,
for
well,
both
then
of these teams.
leave it all out on the track.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess that's right. We've got Fraser Valley and the Rosebuds in the next game.
Yep. And, oh, we've got a star pass now from Screamsicle. That is, can't see the number, Siren.
Siren pivoting a lot yesterday, managed to get the cap a couple times. 789 Misfit did escort Siren out, but caught an illegal contact penalty because of it.
So Siren able to Get out. Oh, nice. Offensive block there from Screamsicle.
Beautiful work by Pivot Siren.
Petrify, start back on for the Anarchists. And number 27, Tara.
And we have a team timeout being called by the Anarchists. This is a very good timeout. Hey, it's a Deb Tabor.
Deb Counts Tabor.
Deb Counts Tabor.
The official realtor of the Rose City Rollers. Let Deb Counts Tabor find you a home.
Welcome to PDX.com. But yeah, this is a good timeout for the Anarchists. They were keeping it close, and then it's sort of gotten away from them. They need to break the momentum of the Brats and reset themselves and try to climb back into this bout.
That was something that I noticed yesterday, is that the Los Anarchists, if the jammer of the opposing team was able to just sort of blow the wall up, they weren't able to reform really quickly, and they got super strung out. And then it was just easy pickings for the jammer to weave through if they had good lateral movement skills. So I'm wondering if that's exactly what you're talking about, if that's what this is, just a really early pep talk about keep your walls together, find your people. Looks like Petrifier back jamming for LA again, and 27.
That's tearing them up.
Tearing them up.
3-3 in the pack right now. And
tearing them up, lead jammer.
Great work by Filipina Fire to create a lane. And Petrifier dragged back by Filipina Fire.
Tearing them up again. There it is, stringing those LA blockers out, and then just able to use lateral movement to get around them.
And here comes tearing them up on another scoring pass.
Kim K, number 873, doing a wonderful job of switching lanes and sort of switching their position on the track there really quickly. Able to slow tearing them up down just a hair, long enough to get that jam threatened and called off.
And we've got Grace Lightning and McGrady as your jammers.
Penalty box is clear. McGrady just able to add speed so quickly.
And Grace Lightning now stuck in the back of Cuban Missile Crisis.
Beautiful work there by Mamma Mia to get McGrady through. Grace stuck at the back, but those LA blockers really setting up to grab McGrady and just not able to again.
Well, credit to Mamma Mia for just blowing that up.
Yep, that was all Mamma Mia on that.
And we have a palindrome. 71-17 is your score right now for a brief second there.
107, serious block, slowing McGrady down for a second. Nice hit, but McGrady just has such a head full of steam. It's hard to slow down.
Yeah, again, sort of same thing. Harm alarm able to slow down McGrady a little bit, but not enough for the rest of the team to catch up.
Serious block, looking to play a little bit of offense to help Grace. Calling the jam off. Seattle Derby Brats really putting the hurt on that jam. 20 points put up by McGrady.
And we have an official timeout. This official timeout brought to you by Deb Counts Tabor. Welcome to PDX, the official realtor of the Rose City Rollers.
I think the first time you and I managed to cobble together the whole ad between the two of us.
Yep.
rest for Los Anarchists.
And we are coming back from that official timeout. So we have Sugar Rush for the Anarchists, Lucille Brawl for the Brats.
Bonita Appleboom blocking this jam.
And Lucille Brawl able to see that outside lay-in and just take it home.
Bonita Appleboom really putting the hurt on here on Sugar Rush.
That was a great hit by Pocket Sand, but it just was not enough. Lucille Brawl stayed in on the tips of the toe stops and is now coming in for another scoring pass.
Seattle has figured out if they can just put a powerful blocker on O as the jammer comes through, they can blow that wall up and cruise on through with a minimum amount of friction.
Yeah.
So there it is again. Los Anarchists are going to have to change their tactic in the second half here. Well, in 15 minutes when we have halftime.
Right. Getting there. Nice hit from Bridge Burner and Harm Alarm and company. And that jam is called. 99-17 is your score right now.
Maybe I retract my earlier statement of it being a low-scoring game.
Yes, the curse of the announcers rears its head.
Lining up for Seattle is tearing up number 27. For LA, Petrifier 501.
Quadfather might have to have a chat with you. We have Petrifier and
Tearing him up. Petrifier through, picking up lead jammer, tearing him up really close behind. That was an excellent hit attempt by number 71 on the Los Anarchists. That is Tamale. I should have known. There was that offensive play again.
Yep.
And there it is again.
Yeah.
That's number 214, Siren.
And Petrifier through for 4.
Nice run back by number 71 of the Anarchists.
Oh, wow. Petrifier flipping the hips and going through the pack backwards.
Tearing them up, actually having a hard time against those Los Anarchists this time through. See, I say something and then...
Yep. That was Mamma Mia heading to the penalty box. And there we go, 28 points. That means that the Anarchists have avoided the mercy rule.
Number 7, Grady skating for Seattle. And number 97 for Los Anarchists, Harm Alarm.
We got Harm Alarm jamming up against, I believe that's McGrady again.
I believe so. And it is.
And I really like McGrady sort of pulling so fierce right in to make sure that the blocker was there in perfect position right at the start of that jam. And since then, So Fierce has remained pretty much attached to Harm Alarm.
McGrady knowing that there was a penalty there. That was a back block. Jam will go the full 2 minutes. Harm Alarm in a power jam situation now for LA. Harm Harm somehow able to stay in bounds on that. I don't know how that happened. Seattle able to wall up in front of Harm Alarm. I think that they're probably going to be able to negate this power jam here.
Yeah. Anarchists seem just content to play that passive offense. And here comes McGrady, so Anarchists have to move.
Well, they needed to be way set up. The other thing I've noticed is that the Anarchists really like that four wall directly across the track, and there's just no strength in that once a jammer hits it.
Right. If you can find the gap, you're through it.
You're through. Yes, it covers all lanes, but
yeah, once again, Mamma Mia coming in, blowing up that wall, and suddenly all those lanes are open for McGrady.
yeah, it doesn't matter if you cover all 4 lanes if you can just blow through them. Harm Alarm headed to the penalty box. I did not see the penalty on that.
I did not either.
Pack is starting to move a little bit, but there is the end of that jam.
I think at that point the pack was just moving towards the benches.
They're like, we see that this is over. We're just going to make a quick preemptive exit. Power start for Seattle.
That is Screamsicle.
Oh,
Nice
Who
work by
is
Tamale.
that is Millihertz. So Millihertz with the strong offense off the line, able to clear that inside lane and just sweep it.
And that's an illegal contact penalty on Tamale. And Siren also heading off.
Okay,
Pack
Pack's
destruction maybe? So Screamsicle resetting behind Petrifier.
both jammers back on the track.
Harm Alarm just running at that back wall, but Cuban Missile Crisis and company not
I was
not
like,
allowing
look,
anything.
look who's in that wall. That's Millihertz, it's Cuban Missile Crisis, and then I can't see the numbers on the third skater, but that is such a strong wall. Harm Alarm's just going to push and push and push on that.
Yeah, that the third skater there was 118 Sin.
Seattle Derby, Brats 133, Los Angeles 28. Lucia Brawl hit the line for Seattle. Pixie Bricks 504 for the star for LA.
One of the things I've always sort of liked about the Anarchists is their dedication to flexibility, and they'll pretty much jam just about anybody.
Well, Pixie Bricks is jamming this jam for LA up against 325 Lucille Brawl. Pixie Bricks did a great job jamming yesterday, the few jams that I saw Pixie in. Lucille Brawl choosing to go through the middle. Pixie Bricks escorted to the outside in turn 2.
Good hits from Kiki Crusher and company, but not enough to appreciably slow down Lucille Brawl.
Lucille Brawl really lazily re-entering into the pack and actually got through that time because Pixie Bricks accidentally ran into her.
Yep.
About 6 minutes left in this half.
I keep thinking back to the 2019 JRDA champs bout between Los Anarchists and the Santa Cruz Derby Groms. In the first 13 jams, Anarchists used 12 different jammers.
Just trying to find the right one.
No, that's just what they do.
Oh, wow. Well, here we have another jammer who we haven't seen yet. That's Avocado.
And there goes tearing him up. Avocado can talk the talk, but can they guac the guac?
Guac the guac.
Oh,
Tearing me up. Yep. I figured that was going to be a nice little hop.
and an uncontested hop since
there's around their own blockers there.
Yeah. All right, there's the Anarchists with a little bit of frenetic defense there. Able to play in space and fill gaps.
Tearing them up, coming back around. Avocado stuck at turn 2. Who was it that I was announcing with yesterday? Oh, Tofurious. He said that he got it in his head, the whole free Shavakadu thing. And now
Yes.
I keep wanting to say avocado whenever I see avocado.
Yes.
I'm having to consciously tell myself it's avocado, not free Shavakadu. Of course, that also shows my age, since that was a Vine, back in the day of Vine.
Yeah, wow, that's, yeah.
Although it has reared its head again on TikTok, so maybe I'm not as ancient. McGrady blasting through that defense.
Wow.
With almost a dismissive, get out of my way.
And Pocket Sand breaking into that Brats defense. Some power. Nice work by Misfit, but
Cut track on McGrady. I did not see that. Pocket Sand. Again, Seattle's just able to wall up. They're so good at that reforming and finding their people and walling up and cinching down.
Yep. And once again, the Anarchists are
playing this passive role in the back.
What is this, 2007?
I mean, I could understand it if they'd goaded a Brat in order to maintain pack, but
yeah, it's not working for them.
it's not. They need to be all in on offense when their jammer's stuck up front like that.
I mean, they have the power jam. It's not like they had to worry about the opposing jammer.
No, they had 20 seconds until that jammer was standing in the box. McGrady coming back through. Again, the blockers got all strung out, trying for a wall there, not able to do it. Trying for some 2-on-2. McGrady able to just push through, though. Late chase down by number 71 to
That's
Molly.
And we have a star pass
To Finn Del Mundo.
who is out with 2 seconds left.
Petrifier. And Lucille Brawl.
2 minutes now left in this first half. So potentially time for one more jam.
Just depends on how quick this one is.
Yeah. Lucille Brawl. Oh, nice force out. Oh, no. That is Bridge Burner heading to the
Burner.
box. Bridge Burner got the force out, but so
I saw Kieran calling the penalty, but I'm not sure what it was again.
So Lucille Brawl is out, but is not lead jammer. So that means Petrifier does have the opportunity to become lead jammer.
I'm wondering if it was an illegal position.
Could be.
I mean, that sounds good. Yeah, it's still 30 seconds regardless of what it was.
Petrifier getting into that triangle and throwing shoulders a bit like Susie Hot Rod, but not able to break it. Oh, Millihertz.
That's Millihertz, Cuban Missile Crisis, and
Siren. With Mamma Mia up to play offense.
That's like the dream team right now for Seattle. Seattle moving up so that they can stay in play. Some offense being played by number 55, Bridge Burner.
But once again, the Anarchists are back to waiting for the jammer. Here comes Mamma Mia, but Anarchists running with a triangle, but now separated out.
Strung out again. Nice late hit. I say late hit, but it's not really a late hit. It is just from Sugar Rush. And since there was no lead jammer declared in this jam, this is going to be the last jam of the period.
Right. I mean, technically, Petrifier could still get it in the next 11 seconds, call it, but I don't see that happening.
Cut track by number 55.
Me neither.
There, headed to the box.
We are done with the period clock on the last 8 seconds of the jam timer.
And direction play penalty on Mamma Mia.
Right there at the end. So we've got an intermission of about 10 minutes. Puns and I are going to go refill our water bottles because it is quite roasty toasty in the hangar already.
Yes.
And we'll be back with you in just a few.
See you soon. jamming for the Anarchists up against tearing them up. This is the exact same matchup that started this bout.
I went down and grabbed our penalty tracker at halftime, and everybody's sitting pretty low on penalties. So nothing really to report there. But the added benefit of having it is that Puns and I now actually can verify, for the most part, what penalties are being called.
Tearing them up, running over that back wall of the Anarchists. Pocket Sand played a bit of offense, but
LA scored 28 points in the first period and 1 to 7 scoring. So Riot is
all right, there's a force out by Serious Block.
Tearing them up, looking back, making sure that there wasn't a cut track there, went ahead, and it was fine. Picked up 4 points.
Yep, and there's the call off. 8-0 on that jam.
Like to say thank you to Secret Aardvark, the local flavor that kicks you in the mouth. Thank you, Secret Aardvark.
Secret Aardvark. Always something you should have in your fridge.
Do you keep your hot sauce in the fridge?
Once it's been opened.
Okay. I guess you would be the person to ask about that.
Yes. I mean,
knowing all that you do about food safety. McGrady, lead jammer.
And that is Petrifier working the back of the pack.
Petrifier managing to capitalize there on a little bit of chaos in the pack, getting through about half a lap behind McGrady. The pack does speed up, but when Los Anarchists speed up, they string out, and that just makes McGrady's job easier. McGrady's able to get up on those toe stops and just push and get that speed up.
Yeah, for fast, agile jammers like McGrady, an open pack is just, it's a smorgasbord of points.
Yeah.
Yeah, when McGrady sees that, they're definitely ready for it.
They get excited and speed up.
All right, here we go.
Lucille Brawl and Bridge Burner.
Nice work from Kim K. And Bridge Burner, your lead jammer.
Go LA.
Another good hit from Kim K, but Lucille Brawl able to stay upright.
Kim K was a skater that I was waiting to see, and there is that straight across four wall.
Yep. And there's the call off, 2 points for the Anarchists.
after picking up 2.
Seattle Derby Brats getting ready to break the 200 mark on points.
And that's going to be Screamsicle looking to do that up against Pixie Bricks in the white.
Oh, Nicoletta Vendetta out there this time. That was a skater that was fun to watch yesterday.
Oh, absolutely. Had some great plays on defense. And that is Screamsicle through quickly. And Nicoletta Vendetta and Benita Appleboom at the back. And here comes the offense from Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia just blowing that four wall up again.
And just creating a nice seam right in the middle for Screamsicle to take advantage of.
And there it is again. Mamma Mia. I was going to say Mamma Mia does run the risk of drawing some penalties.
That already has 2 on the day, but
as you said, this is the last game for either one of these teams. Not that I'm saying.
Yeah,
Play
not
with
forever,
more.
but you know,
right.
for this weekend.
For this weekend.
Really great stuff in that card for the adults
And they're lucky to be getting this game in before it cranks up into the 90s today. We're currently at 76 in Portland.
But you know what happens when it does get to be about 90 degrees? It is a good time for a 2-town cider. Damn fine cider made here in the Northwest.
Grab a bright cider today out of your fridge or...
Here at the Plow Stop Bar.
Yeah. And there goes tearing them up.
Petrifier jamming for LA. Petrifier swinging for tearing them up.
Oh, good hit by Pocket Sands.
Directional on Siren, number 214. That wall just falls apart.
Yeah.
The wall falls apart and tearing them up, able to just get through.
That sort of has been the difference between, I mean, you look at that back tripod for the Brats, it's sort of a tripod in space, and Sin and company will bring it in tighter if they need to, but for the most part, they just sort of...
It's there. It's always there. It's just tighter when it needs to be. And I hear that we finally got some music going here in the hangar. Not that you and I would have ever really noticed anyways.
No, not with these
Not with the
headphones
headsets on. Looks like, Tearing Them Up got a late penalty. What did Tearing Them Up get a penalty for? Number 27. I don't see anything up yet.
Nothing on the sheet so far. And we've got a team timeout being called by the Anarchists.
It's a really great time to say thank you to our sponsor, Rebel Heart Therapy. Therapy for queer, poly, kinky, quirky folks. RebelHeartTherapy.com.
And also to our timeout sponsor, Deb Counts Tabor. Welcome to PDX, the official realtor of the Rose City Rollers.
You know, we have a nice break between some of our games here coming up, and you know what I'm really excited about? Killer Burger. 5 minutes to burgers, brews, beer, burgers, beer, and bottomless fries. There we go.
Well, 5 minutes to all of that if you happen to be near the hangar or other Killer Burger locations.
We are getting a Killer Burger, I think, in West Lynn, and we're like super excited about it.
And Killer Burger has an app, makes it easy to order off of.
Well, that's amazing.
With the app comes also a
free thing?
A loyalty program. So yeah, already got free fries to share from using the app.
Oh, so it came up on our tracker. Tearing Me Up got a forearm penalty there at the end.
All right, so
LA starting in a power jam with 55 Bridge Burner at the helm. I have an assumption about how this is going to go.
Oh, here comes Misfit and company with some offense. They've got a goat,
and now they're sitting back there with that passive offense again.
All right, Misfit Kim K trying to do something there.
Okay, they made it happen, but Tearing Them Up already standing in the box.
Yep, but good work by Tamale opening a lane there. And
Tearing Them Up through on initial. Bridge Burner stopping the bleeding with going ahead and calling that jam off.
And no points, courtesy of the Seattle defense. So next up, we're going to see Sugar Rush and McGrady. And hey, WSL Leadership Coaching, helping you be more awesome in your work, sport, and life.
Thank you, WSL Leadership Coaching.
And there's McGrady with the jammer
with a nice
out.
Eat the baby. Trying for it.
So
we're at a standoff now. So because McGrady got Sugar Rush out, McGrady just wanted the big head of steam.
Yep.
And there it is.
That works wonders.
McGrady coming back around. There's the defense or the offense by Mamma Mia.
And McGrady just taking advantage. Meanwhile, back to the pack, Bonita Appleboom sort of working with Cuban Missile Crisis.
And you can see Mamma Mia already got an arm out, ready to accept the wall when it comes back her way. So like you said, Puns, that wall is always there. They are always ready to set that up. And there Mamma Mia goes, able to seamlessly move into that 3 wall.
And then Cuban Missile Crisis with the offense.
With the offense. So beautifully played.
Yes. Absolutely seamless. Oh, there we go. Star pass to Petrifier.
McGrady capitalizing again on the chaos within the pack with that star pass, able to get through.
But there goes Petrifier.
And McGrady's like, why am I, I'm just going to call that off.
Yeah. No need to. You're up by 200 points at this point with 21 minutes to go.
Not to be too specific, 208. Oh, do we have a new jammer? We've got Chevy Dovey on the line for the Anarchists.
This is their 12th different jammer.
Lucille Brawl through as lead jammer, as Lucille Brawl does. Chevy Dovey hit to the inside. Filipina Fire, Graham Reaper, and number 330, who I know I should know, Allison Thunderland.
Yes.
Just making that amazing wall that is just completely locked down. And then we've got number 606 up front providing that offense. That's going to be Nicoletta Vendetta.
And there we go. Lucille Brawl hitting that back four wall. And
71, Tamale trying. There's that strung out four wall again.
And here
trying
comes the
for
offense.
A sweep.
Filipina Fire and Nicoletta Vendetta both sweeping through the defense. Lucille Brawl coming around the track.
There
with
it is. Look at that. They've got the four wall set up, and she's just right there, ready to just, Filipina Fire is just right there to just blow it up in the middle. They see her standing there.
And Nicoletta Vendetta now setting up to do the exact same thing.
I'm frustrated for them.
And Lucille Brawl definitely with a very certain economy of motion.
Yes. Looks so, just lazily comes into the pack, and then this huge juke, toe stops, speed up, and then just sort of this lazy river action back around the track.
Yeah.
Super effective, doesn't tire Lucille Brawl out. And just beautiful lateral movement. That's another thing that Seattle is just so good at, are those C-cuts and the lateral movement across the track to just get around, and the quick stops and the quick speed ups.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We got Findel Mundo and Screamsicle. There we go. Screamsicle working up towards the front of the pack. Misfit and Company. Good slowdown. Findel Mundo one to beat, but oh, Mamma Mia, just there in time. And there goes Screamsicle. A little bit of offense there from Misfit, but
Misfit with a nice little tap out there on Cuban Missile Crisis. It didn't really do a whole heck of a lot. That is Mamma Mia that Finn is stuck behind.
sort of almost stuck on the side of. Look at just
That's
the body
beautiful.
work on Mamma Mia, just making sure Finn has nowhere to go.
Finn trying to juke around or fake Mamma Mia out. Mamma Mia just not falling for it.
Yeah, and Mamma Mia is also confident knowing that Sin is right there as a backup.
And Millihertz and then Cuban Missile Crisis. They're all there ready to wall up the second they need the third skater.
Meanwhile, Cuban Missile Crisis once again.
Ready to blow up that, there it is.
Yep. Anarchists just not able to get those triangles reformed in space. They've definitely, they're trying a little bit different there, but they just don't have the.
It's like they know they need the wall, but they haven't practiced a wall enough to make it super effective.
Right.
Under 60 minutes to go in game 4. Our streaming broadcast.
One of those things where I think the pandemic did not do the Anarchists any favors, because they were a machine back before everything shut down.
We're in the score for the Anarchists. And number 27, tearing them up.
So we got tearing them up and serious block jamming. And there goes tearing them up. Track cut, serious block. So this is a power jam for the Brats, which is, you know. All right. Kim K with a nice drawback there. And there goes Graham Reaper. Anarchists extended that as long as they could and did a good job of slowing down, tearing them up, but
Serious block coming back on the track now, and Seattle's there to meet.
and that's Benita Appleboom at the back.
Employing many of the same body movements that Mamma Mia just did. So this is something that this team has drilled over and over and over again.
Yes. And yeah, serious block playing that zone.
And again, this other blocker who was bridging 197 was ready.
Yeah, So Fierce was just waiting.
Yeah, turned around backwards, watching, ready to receive those other two blockers and make that strong 3-wall.
And Graham Reaper comes in, plays some offense, and gets another penalty. There's a back block picked up on that.
Again, everybody's doing really good on penalties. 3 is the highest penalty I see on anybody.
7-13 wearing the star.
22 total for the Galaxy, 12 for the Anarchists.
We have a
And
timeout.
team timeout by the Anarchists. This is their last timeout. They still have an official review, so they have one more chance to stop the clock.
I'd like to say thank you to Black Cat Plumbing, RCR sponsor since forever.
And as always, this team timeout brought to you by Dead Counts Tabor. And welcome to PDX, the official realtor of the Rose City Rollers.
Delicious products from Olioso and many others. You don't want to miss out. I think they'll be selling raffle tickets all day long, and the tickets will
A little bit of
at the end of the day today.
a breeze up here.
It's delightful.
Middle of the
Yes.
South Ocala. Buy your tickets. Hang around.
Oh, there's a tow truck outside, though. That's a little...
Yeah, that's
I'm hoping it's because somebody's broken down and not because Oaks Park is deciding to tow somebody.
yeah, no kidding. That would be unfortunate.
That would be really awful. It'd be really awful for anybody here locally, but like really, really awful for one of our away teams.
And we have the Brady up and on.
All right, we have Avocado jamming the white. That's McGrady
And
in the
McGrady
black.
again in the black. Why fix it if it's not broke?
And there goes McGrady, finding the outside lane. Millihertz working now with Siren, Cuban Missile Crisis. And McGrady finds a hole. It's easier for McGrady when there's a blocker to open a lane, but McGrady certainly capable of creating lanes all by themselves. High block, that's on Misfit.
McGrady with that same economy of movement that we saw with Lucille Brawl. The three across the straight across three wall that McGrady just gets a shoulder into, goes right through. Fully legal contact zones.
Returning to the line
Through like a
for
knife through
Seattle
butter.
is Lucille Brawl. Dixie Wicks.
You know, I was told many years ago that that's a phrase that you're not supposed to use as an announcer, and I never knew why.
Why?
I don't know. It's so applicable.
I know. I've never heard that.
Well, I did only hear it from one other announcer. I've never heard that admonition from anybody else, or admonishment. Lucille Brawl, lead jammer, up against Pixie Bricks for LA.
And Pixie Bricks caught behind So Fierce and Company. Yeah, Lucille Brawl just content to come around at about 80% speed and then crank it up for about 20 feet.
Lucille Brawl falls out by Captain Cyril's block. Number 789, Misfit.
She just busts him apart and then beats him out.
Yep. Pixie Bricks through on the initial.
Sugar Rush returning to the line for the Anarchists. Great. Tearing him up on the track for Seattle.
Tearing him up. Jamming for the Brats.
And that looks like Sugar Rush for the Anarchists. One in that Laughing Planet penalty box. There goes tearing him up.
Mamma Mia with the beautiful chase down. Mamma Mia just stopping Sugar Rush. Bringing Sugar Rush back to the back of the pack. Meanwhile, tearing him up through, picking up 4 full points. Sugar Rush able to get past Mamma Mia, Millihertz and company.
And here comes tearing him up on a second scoring pass.
Tear it through, and yep, there's the call off.
And tearing up with the call off.
Just in time. Got about 10 minutes left to go here.
Line for Los Angeles. And screen signal for Seattle.
PBR is back. Grab one from your fridge. I mean, happy hour somewhere.
I definitely think PBR can be classified as a breakfast beer, though, if you're into that.
I won't take your word for that.
Well, I'm not into breakfast beers either.
And Screams to go. Great work by Misfit and Petrifier.
7:32 headed to the penalty box.
That's Benita Appleboom.
On a high block.
And Tamale looking for anything. Graham Reaping Company not giving it.
Tamale's not going to find anything against those three.
Oh,
The
Tamale.
curse of the announcer.
Yeah, that is the curse of the announcer. Way to like jinx their back wall.
Curse of the announcer.
So there's the smart call off from Screamsicle. And we are at.
I am not going to win the lottery today. I will not win the lottery today.
Yeah, I don't think the curse of the
You don't
announcer
think it works
like
that way?
No. No. I like where your head's at.
You're not going to win the lottery today. Does it
No.
work that way?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, you're not going to win the lottery today, Puns. McGrady through, lead jammer on the outside.
And here's Misfit up to the front, but Millihertz, Cuban Missile Crisis, just stifling.
That was Kim K.
Oh, you're right. That is Kim K.
Kim K.
Sorry, all the 7s and 8s, I get confused.
It's the leading zeros that get me.
Yeah.
The leading zeros make my life as an announcer. I mean, that's a very small thing to complain about, but rough. Cuban Missile Crisis going and taking a seat in the penalty box on an illegal contact.
And here comes McGrady. There's that 4-wall. Wow. McGrady just didn't even slow down.
No resistance whatsoever. And again, the team is very content to play that passive role while their jammer is stuck.
Cuban Missile Crisis out of the laughing planet penalty box.
I thought I saw a star pass, but I did not.
And right now, Shovey Dovey is up at the front of the pack, so there's no one to pass the star two. As Kim K slowly drags the pack forward. And star pass to Shovey Dovey.
There is the star pass. See, I predicted it.
Yes, you did.
Well, with 15 seconds left in the jam and you haven't made any progress, it seems like a good time to go ahead and pass the star.
Yes.
McGrady's just waiting for it. Yep, there it is.
Yep. Made sure to be right next to the bench to
economy of movement.
Yeah.
Owned by Anarchists parent and record skater here in Western Road. Headed to the line for Seattle is Lucille Raw. Taking on 55, Bridgeburger, the Anarchists.
Is S1 Helmet the sponsor of all of our streams this season?
Yes, S1 Helmet is.
I'd like to say thank you to S1 Helmets, the sponsor for all of our streamed events this season.
Yeah.
So today's stream brought to you by S1 Helmets.
And today's lead jam brought to you by Bridgeburner. And Lucille Brawl blowing up that front wall.
Yep. Strung out pack, able to just move right around them.
And 4 points for Bridgeburner.
Don't know if you guys know, but our jam line is sponsored by Jam on Hawthorne. The Jam on Hawthorne jam line, Portland's best booze-friendly, kid-friendly, vegan-friendly, omnivore-friendly breakfast place.
Yes.
We're so good.
I know. We've done this a few times.
All of these ad reads are from memory.
Yeah. And there goes tearing him up.
Tearing him up, even.
And Avocado.
Mamma Mia just blowing that 4-wall apart again. Tamale trying really, really hard to get tearing him up out.
And there goes Mamma Mia to the box.
Sometimes you got to get a penalty to get the work done.
Yep.
We have a cut track being called
On Avocado.
on Avocado. I thought I saw the 2 go up, but I did not. So it is not a double penalty. We did see 1 or 2 of those yesterday.
Yeah, a couple people picked up the bonus. Not too many.
A bonus rest break. Tearing him up, going ahead and calling the jam off. Oh, when the jammer got out. Oh no, jammer standing. I was like, I didn't think the jammer got out of the box. Avocado just sat down. We have a timeout being called for Los Anarchists. This timeout brought to you by Deb Counts Tabor. Are you ready to move to Portland and join RCR? Let Deb Counts Tabor help find you a home.
Los Angeles starting with 1 blocker down in the box. Oh, sorry, that's the jammer. So this is a power jam start.
United Athletic Club is where fitness happens in Southeast Portland.
Many classes taught by RCR skaters.
So if you want to get your butt kicked by some of the friendliest people on the planet, head to the United Athletic Club.
And I think this was a team timeout until they realized, well, Los Anarchists don't have any more team timeouts. So then they turned it into an official timeout. Now it's an official review.
Yeah.
There we go. I think LA called for the timeout, realized they didn't have any timeouts, and we're like, we're going to officially review something.
As many as you are tall for $20, that's a lot more opportunity. Stretch them out. All the money goes to the Rosebud's All-Stars travel team defending their national title.
I'd like to say thanks to Laurelhurst Theater and Pub, Portland's.
Portland's best cinema experience?
Best cinema. I know it's the one I've been racking my brain for that one.
Yeah, it is a great place. I really enjoy seeing movies at Laurelhurst Theater and Pub.
It's fantastic.
They've got mainstream releases, they've got art house releases. It's a comfortable theater.
Great food.
Yeah. They've got beer too, don't they?
They do. They are a theater and pub.
There you go. Well, yes, theater and pub right there. In the name.
Screamsicle.
Nice work, but
Oh, so that was a no pass, no penalty. It looked like Kara just said off with their head, but I know that was not what the penalty was. It was a G. What's a G? That was a misconduct. Maybe it wasn't off with their head.
yeah, it could be. So that is Screamsicle already around for 4. Oh,
Huge
wow.
hit there.
That's got to be Benita Appleboom.
I believe you are correct.
Now joined by Allison Thunderland and Nicoletta Vendetta.
Nicoletta Vendetta.
And up at the front of the pack, there goes Filipina Fire.
Not even really doing anything, just kind of getting in the way.
And that's a track cut on Avocado. Did not see Nicoletta Vendetta slip back.
That's the way it's done.
Smart heads-up play by Nicoletta Vendetta there. And the Anarchists, the Brats, happy to play passively as well. Let's Screamsicle.
You can play casually when you're up by 350 points.
Yes. With a minute and a half left in the bout, I would say that the outcome is not in doubt at this point.
You know, a lot can happen in a minute in the last jam.
We did see a 40-point jam yesterday.
We did, but I don't think this last jam is going to change the outcome at all.
No. And here comes Lucille Brawl, jammer for the Brats. Up against, I believe that is Sugar Rush.
Mamma Mia playing offense right off the line, gets those LA skaters strung out, and Lucille Brawl just goes through. Lead jammer, Lucille Brawl.
And great work by Sin. Sugar Rush was coming off to the left. Oh, wow. There was an attempt at a star pass, and Mamma Mia just said nope.
Mamma Mia shut it down.
And Cuban Missile Crisis and Siren all over that. So Petrify your jammer of record, but
We have a high block being called on Cuban Missile Crisis.
and that is
I think Lucille Brawl is just looking at the period clock. 10 seconds left. Oh, beautiful play by Mamma Mia.
Petrifier is through.
Period clock is done. We're on the jam clock. And there it is. Yep.
Yep.
Just waiting for that 0. We have an unofficial score, 398. Seattle Derby Brats, Los Anarchists 37.
Both teams put up a great fight.
It was I mean,
Always great to see these
it was well
games
played.
here.
Both teams put everything out there.
They did. For the last game, I am very happy to have been able to watch it.
Yeah, me too.
So, excellent. Puns and I are going to take a short break until the next game starts.
And that will be
That'll
Fraser
be our
Valley
Buds
versus the Buds.
Yep, Buds versus Fraser Valley. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back in just a little bit.
See you soon.